Hi, guys. Welcome back to Harping on the Past, a Theater Kid podcast where we talk about theater, past, present, and probably the future. And if you guys haven't noticed,
I'm Sheradyn Luro.
No, I'm not. This is Sheradyn Luro. No, so Sheradyn is not here today, but I'm also not in Sheradyn's home. We're not in our usual studio. I'm joined today by the fabulous Ali Flores again. Guys, this is crazy. First of all, I feel very awkward and weird because I don't know. Like, I've never just decided to start a podcast on my own. So, and this room is very, very different than what we usually work with. So this will be interesting. Ali, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm very tired because we had a very exciting day yesterday.
We had an incredibly exciting day yesterday. So, you guys, we are currently at our theater where we're doing the production, The Ferryman. We're here at New Village Arts. We're in the education room right now. And yesterday, Ali and I took an adventure.
We sure did.
We did. It all started with us walking to our cars, and Ali was rushing to her car. She was like, I gotta go. I'm going down to San Diego. And I was like, okay. And she was like, yeah, I'm seeing Mean Girls. And I was like, oh my God, where was my invite? And she was like, get in the car. I have an extra ticket. And I was like, wait, what? And she was like, yeah, get in the car, bitch. And so I did.
Yes, you did.
And that's what happened.
And I'm very glad you decided to get in after I ran you through all of that.
No, I am so stoked. I got this jacket.
It's a good jacket.
It says, she doesn't even go here.
That is like one of the best jackets I've ever seen from a show.
I had to get it. I was like, are you freaking kidding me? And the show was fun. So many swings and understudies
So many
on.
swings. And swings for us. Jacob went on as a swing yesterday, and it was incredible. He did amazing.
Thank you.
It was a Swing Nation day all around. We love our swings.
Day.
Thank you, swings.
Thank you, swings everywhere. Swings, understudies, stage managers. Thank you all for being so patient. So I didn't really prepare why I'm getting fired this week because I completely forgot that that's a segment that we do because I was so wrapped up in the idea of doing an episode that wasn't in our normal space, and there's probably going to be a lot of noises, people coming in and out, probably very confused about what's going on and what we're doing, and that's okay. So I guess my fired is I don't completely communicate everything at times, and that is
you would not be a good stage manager.
No, I wouldn't. I feel like I communicate the important things, but sometimes I'm like, you know what? If something fell in the back and maybe broke, no one needs to know. It's fine. And I know Ali fully disagrees with that. But my thing is, I just don't want to get in trouble. And I know like it's even more trouble if I don't tell anybody. But anyway, it's the truth. It's not true. I normally tell people important things, but you know. That's why I'm getting fired, if I had to get fired for anything, so. You have a reason?
I mean, I kind of thought of one on a whim, but I think it's kind of lame.
It's not lame.
I'm getting fired because I am now a small fish in a big pond.
Wow.
So if you guys listened to the December episode, I talked about leaving my day job to become a freelance stage manager. And now, like, I've been struggling like the last few weeks, like trying to find what my next thing is after Ferryman closes. And like, I have some stuff, but like, then it's like, okay, after that, what's going to happen to me? Like, what am I doing? And like, not that I'm complaining, like I had a feeling like I would be in that position. It comes with it. The same goes for being an actor. You got to find different auditions and whatnot. But it's kind of scary. And I'm just navigating through that. So,
yeah.
And before I was like a very big fish in a small pond with community theater because everyone knew my name and everyone wanted to work with me, and not to toot my own horn, but I've gotten used to people being like, hey, I've heard of you. You seem like you're a great stage manager. Let's work together.
Right.
But now I'm having to physically like reach out to places, which is what I tell my followers. Like when they ask for advice on like how to get jobs, I'm like, just reach out to people. And now I'm having to take my own advice and do that.
Yeah.
It's wild.
It totally is. And I feel like I'm in the same boat as you right now. Because I mean, I'm so grateful and happy for my friends that are booking jobs after this show closes. But like part of me is like, I wish I had another job already lined up. And I've the thing is, it's not like I haven't tried. I've sent in auditions.
Hi, birthday queen.
Oh my gosh, we have a birthday queen in the next room. But yeah, so I've tried to submit and nothing's come out of it quite yet. I've just been kind of going with the flow, looking for more auditions and submitting what I can, but it's tough.
Yeah, it's a hard game out there. Like, it doesn't matter what you're applying for in the theater world. Like, it could be like a behind the scenes office job or like performing, stage managing, set work. Like, it's
an internship.
It's hard. Yeah, an internship.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard. It's brutal out there.
Brings us to our first sponsor, Olivia Rodrigo. No, she didn't sponsor, but that'd be cool if Olivia Rodrigo wants to send us a message. She is from Temecula.
She is. And that's your neck of the woods.
That's my neck of the woods. I went to school in Temecula, so I mean, we're basically best friends. She doesn't know that, but I like.
And I know Joshua Bassett's dad, so I've worked with him. He was my daddy Warbucks when I did Annie twice.
Oh my gosh. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're just waiting for our friends to come pick us up and talk to us again. But, you know.
We're waiting for our offers to work on High School Musical, the series.
Exactly. Season 4.
Season 4.
I think they already finished filming, but you know what? I'm sure they can add us back in later. It's
Fifth
fine.
and final season? Question mark?
Fifth and final season? Oh my goodness. So Allie, today I thought it would be kind of an interesting episode. Hopefully, I'm hoping some Ferryman cast members will come through at some point, because I know you can't stay here for the full hour like that Sheradyn and I normally do.
Yeah, I got like 10 more minutes.
You got 10 more minutes, and that's okay.
Thank you, Dad.
So, I thought it'd be interesting to talk about musicals and shows that have film adaptations and vice versa, like things out there that have been translated to stage, because we just saw Mean Girls, which is perfect because that was an iconic movie, and now it's like this huge stage show.
Yeah.
And I just know there's so many more. Like, you're wearing a waitress jacket, and that was a movie before it was turned into a Broadway show. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I don't know what specifically we could get into, but like, I don't know. I guess starting with Mean Girls.
Yeah.
It was first of all, I'd never heard the music before. I mean, I knew the story because I love the movie, but if I haven't seen the show, I'm not typically one to listen to a cast recording, just because I like to have the full experience. And if you guys can hear the loud horns, there's a train.
That stupid train. God, I hate the train. That's a sound on TikTok.
There's a train station like right next to the theater, which is interesting hearing it during the show sometimes. Yeah. But anyway, so we watched Mean Girls, and there were so many iconic moments that they translated from the movie to the stage show, and also so many iconic moments that got left out, unfortunately. And my favorite line, I mean, I have a lot of favorite lines, but my absolute favorite line is, "Do you want to do something fun? Do you want to go to Taco Bell?"
I can't go to Taco Bell. I'm on an all-carb diet. God, Karen, you're so stupid.
Yeah, that line.
Did you not talk to me?
I love that whole thing, and it wasn't there.
It wasn't.
It was so sad. And
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. There was just some really weird moments in the show that I didn't really agree with. Like, I get why they were there to like move the plot forward, but like, I feel like it could have been done a little differently.
Yeah. You know, I was thinking about this. There was a very weird moment that to me made no sense. And that was that they had Aaron Samuels drop out of school.
Oh yeah, I was so confused about that. That doesn't make sense at all.
No, I was like, what does that do for the plot?
Yeah. And also, I felt like the spring fling stuff was like very rushed.
Oh yes.
Like, I didn't feel like it had as meaningful as an impact as it did in the movie, which like, and no offense to like any of the actors, because they did fantastic. It's just the book, like
the book is kind of, you know, it's
iffy.
It's iffy, but I can't exactly, I feel like it's hard for me to like fully blame them, because like, if you're going on something so iconic that is the Mean Girls movie, I feel like no matter what, like, there's always going to be something that just doesn't translate correctly, because you can't really replicate that. Yeah.
I'm very scared for this musical to turn into a movie musical.
Yeah.
Just because, like, and this is how I feel about the movie. Like, it's so iconic, you can't really replicate it. And like, I think it's fun that we got a musical, and I like one or two songs from it, but other than that, like, that's it.
Yeah, right? No, I think I'm in the same boat.
Yeah.
The songs to me were not the most memorable songs. I had fun. I had so much fun. But yeah, I can agree. I feel like there's only like 2 songs that I'm like, I can listen to that. And the rest were like, meh.
Yeah.
They're there. And that's crazy. I'm like, so they're making a movie based on the musical, based on the movie?
I guess.
Inception.
Inception.
I'm like, that's what that is. So it's like when they turned in Singapore, they have a Pirates of the Caribbean ride, but it's based on the movie, and the movie is based on a ride. So I'm like, look at that. Connections. Inception. Wow. Also, in other Broadway news, kind of going on this topic, they are turning La La Land into a stage show, which I personally am very excited for this because I love that movie.
I think it's going to be like one of those good musicals that are adapted from a movie. Like I feel like of all the movies you could adapt, like I think La La Land's a good one.
I think so too. I think there's a lot of really fun songs already, and I feel like there's a lot of room for even cooler new songs for the stage show.
Yep.
I want to know, I'm like, are you guys going to really bring in like 10,000 cars every single night to do Another Day of Sun? Because if they don't, I'm going to be kind of mad.
Yeah, that's really cool. I mean, you could bring in a lot of cars, but like, it's going to be hard work for the crew.
That's so much work.
Yeah, but I mean, I just want to hear someone other than Ryan Gosling sing City of Stars.
City of Stars.
Are you shining down just for me? No offense. He tried. It was okay.
You know, the singers in the movie, first of all, are not known for being singers. So I do give them props for getting out there and trying their hardest and having fun. Because I mean, that's what's the most important thing is having fun while doing your work. I don't know.
I will say, like, I think the only song I liked that Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling sang, well, it's just Emma Stone, was the audition song.
Yes.
Because I felt like she was being very real and not breathy and like trying to be this great singer. Like she was being real, and I was like, yes, I like that. Where was this for somewhere in the crowd? Where was this for all the other stuff you had to sing?
I agree. And also just like, I think it's a pretty song. Like, and I've heard other people sing it. So like, I've heard like, Broadway quality people singing that song. So I already know, I'm like, that's going to be such a great moment. Imagine if they cut it though. Like,
oh my God.
I feel like I'm like, that's a mistake.
The La La Land fans would come in the masses, and there would be riots, and
there would be
hands would be thrown, and the media, as we know it, would collapse. We'd have a crisis in the theater industry.
Oh no, the people have rebelled. But also, another news. I know you have to go in a few minutes.
Yeah, sorry.
But we have talked about, as you've called her, censored Michelle. I just saw the news that her show is closing on Broadway, and I don't know anything about that. I just saw it was closing. I don't know when it's closing, anything like that. And
let me just say, I'm so happy it's closing because I do not like censored Michelle. We do not like censored Michelle. Well, I don't know how you feel about.
I don't know her. I don't like a lot of the things that people have said because I could see them being incredibly true. Like, yeah. And that's really unfortunate. She has claimed that she's done a lot of personal reach outs and self-reflection, and I hope that is true. But I mean, at the same time, it's like, we also need to see that change, and like we haven't, or at least I feel like I haven't. I don't know. Like she's talented, incredibly talented. She can sing like an angel. But like that's not an excuse to treat people the way that you do,
Yeah. And you know, it's always sad when a Broadway show closes because that means like a lot of people are going to be losing jobs,
Right.
and that sucks. And I'm very sad. However, I'm very bitter that we got a Funny Girl and a Music Man cast recording, but we did not get a company revival cast recording. So I have hated both of those musicals because of that, and because they outlasted the company revival. So I'm very bitter.
Company that is that going on tour though?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
And guess who's going to apply to be a touring SM for it?
Are you gonna apply to work with company?
Yeah.
Allie, see, this is incredible though. Like,
nothing's gonna come of it. I'm a nobody.
Hey, you never know. Like, but like, it's still amazing. Like that you go out there to try for it.
And on that note, oh wait, no, he's leaving. Damn,
Whatever.
I was gonna segue.
So we just had Kyle walk through the room, and he's just leaving. So
and
it's
I
fine.
think he would be a great podcast partner for you.
He's got to go eat.
Oh,
Whatever.
Okay, that's fine. He's got to go eat.
We love you.
We love you. I have to go.
Oh, thank you. You too.
I have to go do my ASM duties.
You got to go be responsible. I'm going to try to hold down the fort for a little bit. I might call. Oh, I can't call Sheradyn because she's in class. But otherwise, I would. I could try to call Tori, though, and see what happens with that.
Yeah. But I believe in you, though. Thank you for having me for a short time.
Thank you for coming and joining me. You can just leave the microphone. I'm just going to leave it going and see what happens with that. So
I will see you in like literally an hour.
See you in an hour. Good luck with your stage manager duties. Thank you for dropping by, Allie. Appreciate you.
I love you.
I love you. So now I'm doing this kind of solo. It's crazy. I miss my co-host, Sheradyn. Please come back soon. And I don't think anyone's gonna want to listen to me talking by myself, but I'm gonna just do my absolute best to kind of hold it down until hopefully someone walks through the door and wants to contribute. If not, then I'm gonna have a lot of editing to do this week, bringing in multiple parts of the podcast. So I'm here early at New Village Arts, getting ready for the show, and we only have, including tonight, 6 shows left. So by the time this goes up, the show will have closed. But it's crazy because we started doing this show at the end of January and it's closing in March. And we've had 31 performances and all of them have completely sold out. And that is absolutely insane. I cannot believe that we've had such amazing success doing that. The show has been wonderful. The cast is so perfect. And everyone involved in the process has just been so sweet and so kind and encouraging. I got to go on yesterday for a different role than I normally play. And that was really, really cool. It was really stressful. I don't want to give anything away about the show in case people do want to read it. I mean, I don't know when people will get to see it, but there's a lot of special effects elements that kind of go into the show. And I have a special effect, or the character I was swinging for has one, and I'd never worked with the effect before, and so I had to learn and get all rigged up for a death scene. So that was fun. That was crazy. And I had a whole long monologue that I had to do, and I was very, very nervous for that, and I did mess up a tiny bit in the very beginning, but like it was only ever so slight that like I feel like the audience couldn't tell, but I could tell, and I was a little disappointed because I'd messed up that exact same moment in a rehearsal when I swung for the character, and I was just so mad because the exact same thing happened. Like I was in character, I was doing the thing, and I like looked off to start the monologue, and my words just got jumbled, and I got scared. But I mean, everyone said that they couldn't tell. They thought that I did a nice job with the character, and it was just so sweet. It was so amazing, and the other people who went on for other roles did such a great job too. You could tell like they had really like studied their characters, that they had put in so much time and effort into really just being there and ready for the show, and it was so cool. Guys, I am lonely. I don't know how anyone podcasts by themselves. I don't like it. I like having my co-host to bounce off of. Since Sheradyn's not here, I am sitting in Sheradyn's normal spot. for the listeners, just because I wanted to feel like I'm channeling Sheradyn's energy. And but she's off doing incredible things. She's going back to school, getting her credentials so she can start teaching. And I know she wants to work in classrooms and kind of be like a drama teacher, which is so freaking cool. Helping out with high schoolers and middle schoolers this past year has been so eye-opening and really fun that it makes me kind of think, I'm like, oh, like, is that something I might want to pursue? And I'm like, it's a maybe. You never know. But I've been enjoying talking to the kids and, you know, really seeing how their minds and brains work when it comes to doing a show. The production of Annie that I'm helping out with. For a lot of these kids, it's their first show. They've never done anything like that before or anything that big. So the questions that they would ask me, it's like the normal talkback questions that you would get in any typical, you know, show when you're doing a show and there's a talkback and people are like, how do you memorize your lines? How do you find the comedy or the comedic moments and things like that? And it's just, it's so cool to kind of like teach and educate and inform them, you know, of like my little tips and tricks of what I do. And I think the biggest thing I do remind them about is I'm like, everyone is different. Everyone's going to have different tips and tricks and ideas of how they get into character and how they find those moments. And you got to just find what works for you. And I can tell you what works for me, but it might not be the best thing for you. So don't be afraid to ask around other friends and people and see what happens, see where things go. All right. And I'm still alone. I should try it. I can't call anybody. I said I was going to try to call people. I don't have a phone. My phone is the camera. That's unfortunate. Oh, no. Oh, well. Let's see. What time is it? Because it's only been about a 20-minute podcast. So, yeah. So it's only been 20 minutes have gone by, so I don't even know if I mean, I could pause it, see what's going on, because I don't know what time it is. I looked at my laptop and that's not the correct time. It's 5:07. So yeah, no, it's not 5:07. It started at 5:07. It's 5:30 now. Oh my goodness. And our call time is in an hour, so who knows? This might also just be like a shorter episode today. Could only be like a 30-minute episode. Who knows? Or Sheradyn could also do something and we could stitch that in. That could be fun. Oh, I should tell her about that. Okay. I'm going to go on and pause audio on both of these and see what happens and see if I can get anyone to come back in. All right, guys, we are back and I'm joined by a new friend, new guest. Welcome, Gio.
Hi, guys. How's it going? I'm here now.
You're here on the podcast. Gio is in the Ferryman with me. He plays Asheen Carney. Because no one can ever say his name properly.
It's all good.
Gio, how have you been, buddy?
I have been really good. I just had lunch at Pure Taco.
Okay.
So I have made a very Ferryman little lunch date with myself.
I love that.
Everyone in the cast goes to Pure Taco. It's like
everyone does. It's right across the street. So
literally 6 feet away. It's insane.
I went yesterday during the show because I had a long break. So I got a salad and it was great.
It was so yummy. I had the California burrito, which is Kyle's favorite.
It's classic.
It's just so yummy. But yeah, I'm having a great day. How about you?
Yeah, you know, I'm having an all right day, having a good time. Mm-hmm. Stressing out because I forgot to refill my prescription, but I got that filled and now I'm here.
That's not great.
No, it's fine.
You're okay?
Fine. I'm good.
Okay.
I got it picked up. Don't worry about it.
I trust.
Thank you. So, Gio, a couple things. Mm-hmm. One thing that my co-host and I normally do on this podcast is we talk about reasons why we're not getting cast in a show or why we're being fired from a show. So
for sure.
That's like our segment. So we've had things like, I'm getting fired because I'm not off book by off book day, or I didn't tell the director something. So do you have a reason why you'd be fired from a show for any reason?
Like that has happened or that could happen?
It could happen, has happened, whatever you want.
I think I would get fired for sleeping in one day and not showing up, because I'd have my days where I'm just so exhausted and I'm like, maybe I could take a nap. And I never do, because I know that if I ever did, I would just never wake up until like 10 o'clock, and then I'd be like, oh my God, what did I do? So probably just from being lazy and just sleeping in.
Just from sleeping. That's a good one.
Yeah.
That hasn't happened to me yet, but I feel like I did come close to almost missing a call time one time in high school because I took a nap after school.
Dude, once it was my sophomore year. I was doing my first show. I was doing In the Heights. And it was like the third or fourth day of rehearsals, and it was my first time doing a show. So I was just like, whoa, what's happening? What's all this? And one day I like didn't get called in, and I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to go home. I'm going to chill. Right. So I went down the street with all my friends and had some ice cream, because there was like an ice cream truck that lived around there. And all of a sudden I look at my call sheet, and it says that I was called. I'm like,
oh no. Oh yeah, you're fine.
Fuck! I wasn't sure if I could hear it. I was like, fuck, I'm gonna get fired. And I ran back to the school like so fast, like a mile down. And I got in the room, and everyone just like looked at me like, whoa, what are you doing here? And I'm like, well, the call sheet, it like said that I was here. And like, I'm sorry, I don't want to be fired, my bad. And everyone's like, no, I think the date was just wrong on it, sweetheart. It was for tomorrow. And I'm like, fuck.
So I could have still enjoyed my ice cream.
And I ate that shit so fast, I didn't even get to enjoy it.
Damn, I'm sorry.
But I got to watch my friend do Piragua for the first time.
Okay.
So that was fun.
That's a fun song.
It was awesome. It was sick. So that's my little fun time story.
That's your fun time while you're getting fired. So is that how you got into theater then? You were in high school when you got into it?
Yeah, I was a sophomore in high school, and a lot of my friends were musical theater majors. My school was like a conservatory kind of style, like system with like
so like Hollywood
majors.
Arts from Victorious, like
yeah, straight up, just like on a budget, you know.
Love that.
And they asked me to do a show, and I did it, and I really loved it, and I decided to switch, and I'm here now doing a show with you.
Wow, what a dream come true, guys. So Gio and I met at the callbacks for the Ferryman, and it is one of my favorite stories because it's something that only would, I feel like, happen to me.
To us,
you know. It was Gio and I and our good friend Lavani. We got to call back super early the second round, and we were like, you know what? Let's go get some food to eat. And before we're in for the callbacks, we walked half a mile to a burger place. And in the moment,
I feel like you have to point out though that in this street where the burger place was at was a pizza joint. That had a very similar name.
And we said, let's go to the burger place.
As in, like, Knockout Burger was the burgers.
Yes.
And Knockout Pizza was the pizza. Yeah. I think that was the first sign of what was to come.
Oh, of course. And you know what was funny is I remember you distinctly after we ate the food, you were like, so, you guys feel like you were knocked out by the burgers? Because, like, I just thought they were okay. And I was like, yeah, they were fine. They were fine. It's okay. And then we walked back for the callback, and then I was overcome with a sensation of an upset stomach, and I kept this to myself because Gio and Lavani were strangers to me. I couldn't confess.
We had literally only known each other for a week, and last time we'd spoken to each other was like for a minute.
A minute.
Like, this is like our first real day of knowing each other.
And so I went, as I talked about earlier in the podcast, the train station. I went to that train station, went to the bathroom, and just died for 2 minutes. And then I came back, and then Gio looked like he had seen a ghost too. And I was like, what's wrong with you? And you were like, I just blew it up in there.
I just destroyed that toilet. Like, it was my first day in this theater, and I was just like, well, fuck, I'm just gonna go drop a load, man. It was painful. It hurt. Like, I exited and I was like, damn, that was a process.
It happened.
And we both just had that experience
together. And you know what, though? We still booked the show.
Yeah, we did book the show.
Maybe that was meant to happen.
Maybe the shit made us perform better.
Right.
We just released all of our bad juju, and
then we got out there.
And now we're on Broadway, guys.
We're on Broadway.
First show outside of Broadway.
Exactly. Speaking of Broadway, I was talking to Allie about this. Gio, you're a big movie person.
Oh, I'm a huge movie guy.
You love movies.
I do.
So Allie and I were talking about, we're like, you know, it's kind of crazy, like, when films get turned into Broadway shows and vice versa. And, like, have you, like, ever seen, like, a bad version of, like, a stage show getting turned into a movie?
A bad version of a stage show getting... Oh, that's so easy. Dear Evan Hansen.
I knew it.
Dear Evan Hansen. Cats. I mean, the source material isn't much to work with, but Cats is pretty terrible.
What up, Kenna?
Hola, Kenna. Want to say hi to the podcast?
You can come on through if you want.
We have a friend who just entered, one of our ASMs.
One of her
Kenna.
ASMs, Kenna. Incredible
It's their
being.
birthday today.
It's their birthday.
Happiest of birthdays.
Hello.
Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
So what brings you to the theater so early?
I had nothing better to do with my life.
Literally same. Yeah.
So much same. I was like, I'm just going to bring podcast stuff and people can come be on a podcast for a little bit if they want to. So
Nice.
yeah. Happy birthday.
Thanks.
What are you doing for your birthday?
Well, I didn't do anything today, but yesterday we had the evening off, so we just got some Italian food and went bowling.
That's amazing.
And then I went to Larry's Beach Club bar.
Larry's Beach Club
with-
bar? What is Larry's Beach Club bar?
Some of my besties.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So, yeah, I did all the celebrating yesterday.
That's what happens because in theater, when our birthdays fall on performance days, you adjust, you know?
Yeah. You just do your birthdays later.
Yeah. You just gotta figure out a different time.
Yeah. So we were just talking about movies being turned into about stage shows being turned into movies, and Gio was just about to rip apart Dear Evan Hansen.
Yeah. Did you see Dear Evan Hansen, Kenna?
No, but I've heard a lot about people not liking it for particular reasons.
Yeah.
I got to see it a week early because I was like invited to like a little screening of it, and it was an experience. It did make me cry. I'll give it that. The scenes in the show that are really rough and emotional got me, but there were many moments where I was laughing. Me and my friend who both went, who's also a very big musical theater guy, both were just laughing at the movie, specifically at Mr. Benjamin Platt.
There's a lot to laugh at, and personally, they kind of doomed themselves casting Ben Platt.
Who looks like a 30-year-old, and he's supposed to be, what, like 16, 17?
16-year-old, yeah, 17-year-old, and I was like, bruh. Yeah.
That's a little too far.
A little late. Like, it's not theater.
Like they can be a little older, but I don't know about that much older.
No,
Yeah.
it didn't work.
And you know the biggest thing? The fact that Ben Platt didn't adjust his performance for the screen. Like, he was still playing it like he was on stage. So a lot of the time, like, his facial expressions or just his overall, like, demeanor and stature were very, like, stagey. So they were very big and over the top. And, like, I saw, like, what he was doing. And I was like, I know what you're doing that. No one adjusted you. And that was just really sad.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure that his dad producing gave him a lot of power on set.
Oh, I'm
and
sure.
It was a grand old time.
You know, I will say, I can still enjoy the movie for what it is. I wouldn't say it's the worst
for sure.
movie. There were things about the movie that were better than the stage show. Have either of you seen the stage show?
I've never actually seen it live, no.
Song from it,
Okay.
and that's
I've
it.
seen the recording that they pirated.
Okay. That's how I saw it too.
I've seen a bootleg.
I saw a slime tutorial.
Oh my god, no way. I love those things.
Yeah, I saw a slime tutorial of Dear Evan Hansen. That's the first time I saw it, and then I've seen it live 3 times.
What
since
the
then.
fuck? 3 times? Where?
I saw it at the Civic in San Diego.
Okay.
And then twice. No, not twice. I saw it once in Costa Mesa and then once in LA. And yeah, the last time I went, it was only $25.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it was so good.
They got like a whole deal on it.
I was
too.
like, I have to go to that. So
They're like, the movie just came out. Just come see the show.
yeah,
guys.
come see the show. So it was a good time.
Oh, you saw Mean Girls.
I did see Mean
Dude,
Girls.
I'm so stupid. When Allie told me you guys are going to see Mean Girls, I thought she was talking about the movie.
Yeah, I'm wearing my sweater I got
She
there last
doesn't
night.
even go here.
She doesn't even go here. Yeah,
And
so
then you guys were
is that a
on
mummy shirt?
watching a
It is,
Broadway show, and I was like, oh,
yeah. No, yeah, Allie and
it
I
makes way more sense.
we just went to Allie's house and we watched the movie.
Of course.
And had a good time. I mean, who wouldn't? Mean Girls, the movie's so good.
How was the show though?
You know, okay, so I was talking to Allie about this, and a lot of people have already heard it, but I had a fun time. Mm-hmm. I don't think a lot of the songs are my favorite, and there's a lot of little things that, the movie you just can't beat the movie, you know. But the swings that went on, because we saw
you guys saw a bunch of swings.
We saw a ton of swings.
Cool.
All of them were incredible. They were so good.
Hey,
Oh my gosh, we got
Jake. We have another member of our team arriving.
Oh my goodness, you want to come join the podcast? Oh my god.
Here, sit over here so you can get some.
So we can share some microphones. This is so much fun, guys. I didn't know so many people were gonna come be friends.
I do have to leave in 5 minutes, so you can totally steal my station.
In frame. But yeah, so Mean Girls was, it was fun. It was fun. Nothing too crazy to remember.
I think this could be my cue to exit now.
Okay.
Because
This is
Jake
my cue
here.
to exit too.
Well, Kenna, thank you so much for dropping by the podcast. We appreciate you. Thank you for everything you do, Kenna.
Gio is also exiting
Gio's gonna
because he
exit
only
the
has
podcast.
3 minutes
Okay.
before he has to be doing stuff.
All right.
But this was lovely,
Thank you
and
so
thank
much
you for having
for
me
coming
on the podcast.
Yeah, this was so much fun.
Of course, and I hope to do it again.
Yeah.
And now you
please
have
do.
Jake.
Yeah, Jake's going to take over.
Jake is part of this now.
Oh my
Here.
gosh, thanks for coming by.
Here's the headset.
The headset.
Yes. So you can listen to the beautiful sound of your voice.
Hello.
Hello, Jake.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I am doing great. This is so crazy. I don't think I've had so many people on the podcast in one episode.
Oh, well, that's exciting because I've never been on a podcast before.
Oh my gosh. So podcast debut.
Yeah.
Wow. Welcome. Hi, friends. Hi. No, you're good. Like I said, I was like, a lot of people are probably gonna come walking on through while we do the podcast. I'm sorry. Hi, Joy. How are you doing? Good. So many cast members and fun people who work at the theater. I know I should probably try not to take too much of the space for too much longer. Anyway, how are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Okay.
How's the podcast been going?
You know, it's been great. Allie did the first segment with me, and then I just had Gio and Kenna on. So I'm going to do this as much as I can. I forgot to do it for Kenna. Hi.
This is,
Hello, Kenna.
popping back in really quickly. This is Kenna. Look at what Allie got me for my birthday. This is bourbon,
So freaking
and
cute.
this is Apollo.
Oh my God, they're great.
So for the listeners, they're two little rabbits. What kind of material are these made out of? Just like...
I mean, this is heavy. It's
Okay, so like a ceramic rabbit.
Yeah.
And then like a cool like haystack looking rabbit?
Yeah, it's pretty light. It's like
That's
paper
cool.
mache with like all the wood shavings. Yeah.
Amazing.
Wow.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So I was just saying to Jake, before you go, Ken, I know you have duties and responsibilities to do. What? So I do this segment on my podcast with my co-host, and it's called "Why Am I Getting Fired from the Show?" or "Why Am I Not Getting Cast from the Show?"
Oh, okay.
So is there a reason or something like why you wouldn't get cast or fired? Like I've said things like, I forgot my lines, or I missed an entry cue, or something like that. So is there a reason why you wouldn't get cast or fired?
Yeah. Well, I have a fear that that I would sleep in through an early show.
That's so funny. Gio just said the same thing.
It has not happened to me yet, but every matinee, I'm like, oh man, what if today's the day that I sleep until like 1 p.m. and I completely sleep through my alarm? Because it's
Okay.
happened before on days that I don't have a show.
Amazing.
So I've been worried about that. Hasn't happened yet.
I feel like I'd be too nervous, and I set for days like that. I have multiple alarms.
Yeah, I set like 10.
Yeah, because it's stressful. I don't think that's happened to me yet, but I'm always like, you never know what could happen.
No.
So guys, Jake is also part of the Ferryman, of course, because we're here in the space, as I've talked about. And Jake actually went on stage yesterday.
It's true.
We went on stage together as the two bad guys because we had a whole switcheroo, and I was talking about all the swings that went on, and Jake got to go on for my character that I normally play, and that was so freaking cool.
It was really fun.
It was so much fun watching you get to intimidate other characters.
And it was fun to see you as a different M.
Thank you. Yeah.
Normally you're Malone, but you were McGinnis.
I was McGinnis last night. And so many little things that like the audience wouldn't know, but like we totally would notice. Like, did you see when Lath, who plays Shane Corcoran, he threw his necklace and it hit one of the actors?
Yeah, I did
which
see that.
That's not supposed to happen, but I just was like, oh, Oh, well, I guess we're doing that tonight.
Yeah, we're just like, it just keeps going. That's the thing about this show.
Yeah.
Things go wrong and we just keep going.
You just got to keep going. And I told Jake, too, I was like, if it gets in the way, just pick it up, make it part of the scene. And I was like, he doesn't get the chance to do that today.
It didn't get anywhere near me.
No, it just hit him, and Max kicked the necklace away. And I was like, perfect. Yeah. Looks good. So, Jake, like, what got you into theater? Like, what made you want to go down this path, or do you have any projects or anything like that coming up after this?
Well, I got into theater in high school. We had a cool theater program at my high school, and I did that. But that was mostly musicals, and I can't really sing that well. So
me either. It's fine.
I started doing straight plays, which I enjoy a lot more. And like community theater, this is honestly kind of like just what I want to do. Right. It's like community theater stuff. I think it's so fun. But no, I don't really have anything coming up because I actually need to get like an internship for school after this. Yeah. So I haven't auditioned for anything. Okay. But I would love to be able to keep doing stuff like this. Yeah. While, doing other stuff at the same time. I think it's so fun.
That's so cool.
But yeah.
I applied for an internship at La Jolla Playhouse once upon a time. Cool.
What happened?
I didn't get it. Oh. And I was heartbroken. I was so sad. But what's funny is I had applied for the internship and I had applied for this show at the same time. And I had just gotten the breakup email from La Jolla Playhouse being like, we can't accept you because like it's only like 6 people got in. So I got that email, and then about 2 hours later, I got the callback email for this. Oh, so well, I was like, okay,
I'll take it.
Not the worst day, but yeah, it was tough. What else have we been talking about? Oh, we've been talking about movies being turned into stage shows and vice versa.
Oh yeah.
We talked about Dear Evan Hansen. Which was something. Allie and I talked about La La Land as becoming a stage show.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting.
Oh yeah, for sure. So do you have any fond stage shows that have been turned into movies or vice versa? Things that should become a stage show?
It should become a stage show. Well, I feel like in general, it's really difficult to do stuff like that, right? Because it's like a completely different medium. I feel like I don't know if it's really been done perfectly. Yeah. Honestly, I feel like the Mamma Mia movie is pretty good.
Okay. I've never seen it staged, so I've only seen the movie.
Honestly, I saw the stage play, and I saw the movie. Okay. And honestly, I thought the movie was, I don't know if it was better, but I think it totally worked perfectly well because it was all like super over the top, and it wasn't trying to be realistic at all. So I think that's what you have to do. And I feel like Mamma Mia works, but things like Les Mis, I feel like it was a little bit weird.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
That's what I think.
No, also, I forgot to bring this up with Gio, but with Dear Evan Hansen, I think the thing that oh, okay, knock on the door, no more knocks. The thing that really threw me off was at times it didn't feel like a musical. It just felt like a movie, and then all of a sudden they were singing.
Yeah.
And that was really weird. But, like I said, there were great things about the movie. I loved the new songs that they had in the movie.
Oh, yeah.
And I think, if you're going to take some well-known medium like Mean Girls and transform it into a stage show, like no matter what, it's always going to miss some sort of element. Yeah. But it's cool because there's a lot of new things that they're going to do. So like Harry Potter, incredible on stage.
Really?
Yes. One of the best things I've ever seen.
I guess that could work, yeah.
It's fun. I promise you. If you ever get the chance to see Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, go do it because it's a great show. But yeah, anyway, the segment's been going on for 20 minutes now. Okay. So I'm probably going to wrap it up soon just because I already had 20 minutes with Allie. And yeah, I also don't want to keep stealing the space.
Yeah, and you have to get into costume soon.
I do. Yeah. Okay. So, thank you so much for being
this was fun.
A part of the podcast. Oh my gosh. I want to do this again with more people and when we have more time and we're not worried about doing a show.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
we have a show in like an hour.
So yeah, we gotta get ready. Yeah. Anyway, so I will have everyone's Instagrams and all of that linked. Please go check out their stuff and follow them. Everyone who has upcoming shows, I'll post about that too. And thanks for watching, guys. Harping on the Past, a Theater Kid podcast. Thanks again, Jake, for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Of course. All right, bye, guys.